We are going to do the April spiral number 1, but first we're going to correct spiral 20. So here are the corrections. Pause it if you need it. Pause it if you need it. Okay, so number 1 was to add. Okay, number 2 was to subtract. And I meant to do this. I didn't mean to do this before. I wanted to show you. So 3,000 minus 2,995, okay? We have to do 0 minus 5, which we cannot do. More on the floor. We need to go next door. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. Finally, somebody's home. We can take 1 away, which leaves us with 2, and give ourselves a 10. Now we can take 1 away from here, which leaves us 9, and give ourselves a 10. Now we can take 1 away from here, which gives us 9, and gives ourselves a 10. So now we can subtract. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 9 is 0. 0, 0. Our answer is 5. You may have even seen that and gone 3,000 minus 2,995. Why, that's only 5. So this could be any number between. The lowest number can be 1,500. The highest number can be 2,499. It can be anything in between there. This one, the lowest number it could be would be 7,500. The highest number would be 8,499. 5 groups of 9. You should have 5 groups and 9 in each circle. You can also do an array. You certainly could have drawn, an array with 5 groups of 9. Okay, our denominator is 10. 8 of them are shaded, 2 are unshaded. Our denominator here should be 5. We have 3 that are shaded, so 3/5 shaded, 2/5 not shaded, 8/10 shaded, 2/10 not shaded. Okay, first thing we do is count the total number of squares for our denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our denominator, and 1 of those 8 is shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7 of those are shaded. So certainly it should go like that. Of course, it would have been fine if you did it there too, okay? But 1/8 is less than 7/8. Okay, we can tell that the scale is even. If this is 50, this is 20. That means between these 3, there has to be 30 grams. So each one of these should be 10. Okay, so each one is 10 grams. A school had a goal of selling 2,000 tickets. How many more tickets do they need to sell? Okay, so we're going to add up all that they have and subtract it from 2,000. So it looks like we have 250, 400, 150, and 350. Careful to line these all up. Okay, 0, 15, carry the 1, 3, 6, 10, 11. Okay, so they have sold 1,150 tickets. So that's not our answer. They didn't ask us how many they sell. They said how many more do they need in order to get to 2,000. So you're going to subtract to find the difference. 2,000 tickets is what they want to sell. They have already sold 1,150. So 0. More on the floor. I need to go next door. Nobody's home. Someone's finally home here. Now I can take 1 away and give it to me here. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 1 is 8. Nothing. So 850 more tickets. Okay. Estimate the sum. Okay, that means you're going to round. The 3 is the boss applesauce. It's going to tell you whether this rests at 4,000 or you add 1 more to 5,000. The 2 is the boss applesauce. The 2 is going to tell you whether you rest at 900 or add 1 more to 1,000. Sum means to add together. Okay? 42 times 4. Okay, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can do 42 plus 42 plus 42 plus 42. And you could add it up because that is 42 4 times. Or we can do our multiplication. Okay? Okay, first thing we do is we ignore that and we do 4 times 8. I'm sorry, 4 times 2. And you write the answer there. And then you're going to multiply 4 times 4 and write the answer there. It should be a 3-digit answer. You should have 100 a 10, and a 1. Okay, so you can do this to help you if you need to. So again, multiply 2 times 4 and write it there. Then you're done with that 2. Now you multiply 4 times 4 and you write it in the hundreds in the tens place. Okay? All right. Remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You must do parentheses first. So I'll do this one with you and then you can do this one by yourself. So 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? So 12 plus 6 is 18. Okay? 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. Okay? So now you can decide which is greater than or less than. Do the same thing here and the same thing here. If you can't, once you have it, to do the addition in your head, just flip it over. If it's, you know, if adding 16 plus 8 in your head is not what you want to do, you can, you know, squeeze it in up here and write it up here, you know, 16 plus 8. And do it that way, or you can do it on the back, okay? All right, Juan had 42 dog treats. He wanted to give his 7 dogs an equal number of treats. Okay, remember we can only add, subtract, multiply, and divide these numbers. Okay, so are my dogs going to get less than 42 dog treats each? Of course they are. I only have 42 of them total. If any of them get 42, there will not be any left for the other 6. So my number is going to be less. So I can either do 42 minus 7 or I can do 42 divided by 7. Do I have equal groups? Yes, they are each getting an equal number of treats. So you should take 42 and you decide whether you need to subtract or divide by 7, okay? What fractions are represented at point L and M? Okay, again, you have to, okay, this is 1, okay? So you need to count how many spaces do you have, how many sections has this been divided into? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 eighths, okay? So you figure out what fraction is at L and M. Now, so that you're going to write that there and write that there. It has a second question. What is the distance between those 2 points? Okay. I want you to pause it and do that right then, and then I'm going to help you. Okay, so this one should be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. This one is 6/8, which makes sense. That would be 7/8, and that's 8/8. Okay, they want to know, what is the distance between these 2 points? They mean how many spaces are in between here, right? Which you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5, 6 in between. Okay, there's another way that you can do that. The answer is definitely 5/8. I'm sorry, I said 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. But there's another easier way. If I want to find the distance from here to here, I'm going to subtract, right? 6/8 is a bigger fraction than 1/8, right? And in subtraction, you must do the biggest number first, okay? Now, this is like saying I have 6 apples and I eat 1 apple. How many apples do I have left? Do you see how my denominator is the same? Because it's 6 apples. 1 apple equals 5 apples, okay? If my denominator is the same, I keep it the same, and all I'm doing is subtracting 6 minus 1 equals 5. But my denominator must be the same. If this is 6/8 minus 1/6, you cannot do that. That's like saying I have 6 apples and I eat 1 orange. How many apples do I have left? They're apple oranges. It doesn't work, okay? The denominators must be the same. If they're the same, then you keep it the same for the answer and you just add or subtract the top number, okay? Sandy has 24 board games. 1/3 of the games are missing pieces. How many of the games are missing pieces? So they basically want to know what is 1/3 of 24 board games. So if you had 24 board games and you divided them into thirds, how many would be in each section? If this is your top up here, right? If you had 24 divided into 3 equal sections, how many would be in each section? Okay, so you should be able to do 24 divided into 3 equal sections. Write the answer. Each one of that, you should have the same answer in each one. And 1/3, one answer here is going to be how many games are missing pieces. What time will it be in 65 minutes? Okay, 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Okay, so first what we're gonna do, it's right now the time is 4:05. So we're gonna add 1 hour to it, right? Which gets us to 5:05, right? If I add an hour, this stays here, and this moves over here to 5:05. So if it's 5:05, I can add 1 hour, and then I still need to add 5 minutes. Would be 5:10, right? 5 more minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in 65 minutes, it will be 5:10. There you go. Okay. Han has 45 goats on his farm. He wants to place them inside 5 different barns. Which equation can help you in determining the number of goats in each barn? Okay. They didn't tell us that it's equal, but I'm telling you that it's equally. Equally, he wants the same number in each barn, okay? So do we want to do 45 minus 5 and say that there's 40 in each barn? Or 5 barns times how many equals 45? Or 45 goats plus 5 barns equals the number of goats that go in each barn? Or 5 divided by what number equals 45? You need to take a real good look at that. Think about what number needs to be in this first position when you're dividing. There's a very important rule there that has to be followed. Okay? Good job.